Hello, welcome to Oregon Horse Council's Know Your Industry. My name is Brandy Ebner. I'm the Executive Director of the Oregon Horse Council, and we are excited today to be joined by Kellie Grill, happiness expert. Hi, Kellie.
Hi, Brandy.
She's the owner of Happy Success Ranch Retreats, and we wanted her to come on today because we know that we're about 4 weeks into this virus, and it feels like 4 years. I think everybody is you start getting down. You start realizing you might not have been able to see your horse lately because they're boarded at a facility that's closed. You might not have business like you usually do. You can't see your friends and family and hug folks like you used to. So I think it's time to kind of learn some techniques to be a bit more positive and find some good out of this situation. And I know when this all first started, the first couple days, I felt lost. All my events were upside down. I didn't know what was going to come, and I just sat at my desk and moved paperwork around for 8 hours.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out what the next steps were. And then I finally just said, I can't live like this. I've got to find some way to get through it. So, Kellie, I'm looking forward to hearing your tips and suggestions on, how can we get through this situation when there's not a specific end in sight.
Yes, when it seems like it's dragging on forever. Yes. Well, thank you for having me on. And I love that you said that you felt lost. I don't like that you felt lost, but I love that you said that because it spurred me to think that what we need to do in this pandemic and with all this coronavirus stuff is we need to find our new normal. And right now I did a Facebook Live with some of my horses a while back, a couple weeks back actually, and talked about how life as we knew it will never be like that again. I mean, just even in the economy, things are really going to have to bounce back. And what we once knew is gone now. And so we need to look at ourselves and our lives is a new normal. And in that, we have to remember to stay positive. And even though we can get down, I've been with you, girl. I was just telling you before we started, I've had my down days where I've just wanted to just go and be with my horse or crawl into bed and do a movie marathon. Because it's overwhelming, it's hard. So just know, first of all, give yourself some self-compassion because we are all in this. It is weird. My twin sister in Nashville said there needs to be a new word besides weird because this is so weird. And it's something none of us have ever experienced, thankfully. And I hope that we won't ever have to experience again. And regarding happiness and staying positive, I know it sounds cliche and I know it's trite, but there really is a choice. We can choose to be happy or we can choose to be a victim and choose to be grumpy and down. And we have to remember that happiness is our choice. So in one of my books that I have, I talk about how we can, in the morning, a lot of times now we've all been at home, so sometimes we're wearing our pajamas, but we choose what we're going to wear that day. And I call it my happy shirt. And when you choose your shirt for the day, you can literally choose the mindset of I am going to choose happiness. And things might not be good with our bank accounts, and things might be scary with bills that we have coming in the mail and no money coming in right now. But we need to look on the bright side because if we don't have hope, what have we got? So I talk about choosing a shirt. Happiness is contagious. You'll even find with the people that you are, staying home and staying safe with, if you are in a happy mood making their breakfast instead of a grouchy mood, that happiness will resonate back to us because happiness literally is contagious. And even if you're out grocery shopping in our masks and all of that, if you're happy and sweet to the people in the grocery stores and tell them thank you, you'll be amazed at how happiness does come back. And it is also about with our new normal, we also need to make sure that we are mindful in grounding ourselves, because I find I'm really wound up anyway. So I find if I will just center myself and even, feel my feet on the ground, come to the present moment with ourselves. That's what mindfulness is all about. And that's what horses are so great about. They only live in the present moment. So fear, I love the definition of fear and faith. They mean the same thing. Faith is believing in something unseen, and fear is believing in something unseen. So if we can get to faith and get to that and not the fear, so if we can ground ourselves and really center ourselves, breathe deeply and remember to breathe. Sometimes I get so wound up about all this crazy and uncertainness that is going on right now in the world, that I forget to breathe. And if we can take time to really breathe in deep and breathe out, and remember too about gratitude. Gratitude is the surest way to happiness. So what I always teach everybody in my speeches and in my happiness retreats is to do a gratitude journal. And even if it's not in a journal format, even if you just write it on a Post-it note or on a piece of paper you have lying around, if you will do 3 things every day towards being grateful, you will find yourself being happier. It's the quickest way to happiness. And there's a really great book that talks about this. It's from an author named Sean Aker, and it's spelled Achor, Sean Aker, and it's called The Happiness Advantage. And he's also got some Super Soul Sundays with Oprah that you can Google and watch them online. But it's all about doing 3 things you're grateful for every day, and you'll find you have more happiness. And one of the things we really need to all be grateful for is that we are home and we are safe, that we don't have the coronavirus, because I've known quite a few people who have gotten it. Thankfully, all of the people that I know have gotten it have recovered from it, but I do know people who have lost people to it. So, we just need to really look at what we're grateful for and spotlight that, because it is dark and it is scary, and anything we can do to stay positive and stay hopeful is the best. I do a happy hoofbeat every week, and I know because you're on my email list, and I just did 2 quotes on staying hopeful in this week's happy hoofbeat, because I know people are down, and the longer this drags on, we kind of lose hope. So we have to just stay hopeful.
So coming up with those 3 items you're grateful for every day, you've suggested before, trying to come up with kind of a schedule. So it's first thing in the morning or right before you go to bed.
Yes.
Like you said, it can be jotted on a napkin. I mean, it doesn't have to be somewhere fancy.
No, it doesn't have to be fancy. It's just the act of doing it. And there's something about when we write things down. It's like when you're listening to a professor or you're at a big conference and you're taking handwritten notes. There's something about doing that, that actual feeling of holding a pen and writing it. And it's like there's a little more magic, a little more power to it when you write it down. And if you can't write it down, at least say 3 things out loud. You will just find yourself being in a better, happier mood, and things will just start looking up for you. One other thing I wanted to mention to you is we had a gal who took a retreat one time. She was really feeling anxious, and so we picked up a rock out of our arena, and we gave that rock to her. It was about the size of a quarter or a 50-cent piece. And she carries that rock daily with her, and we washed it off first, but anyway, because it came from a horse arena. But but maybe heck, dirt from a horse arena is always good too. But she literally puts her anxiety and her fears into that rock. And it was also really special to her because it came from our arena where our horses' hooves had touched it. And there's a lot of horse people on this that will have rocks in their field. So you can go get a rock, and it can be your anxiety rock. But the point of it is just to know that we can take horses. They take things on their back and then they go roll them off. They live in the present moment. So if they're fearful of a cougar or something, they don't live in that always. Then they go out and graze and they know everything's okay again. So we can learn a lot from a horse where they can be anxious for a while, but then they let it go. And so it's the same thing with us. We just need to know that fear and anxiety and, and having all of this, this doubt and uncertainty, we can choose to either live in, like we said, faith and hope, or we can choose that negative side, and that negative side is only going to spiral and be more negative. So anything we can do to stay positive, and also be sure to reach out to people. If you are feeling down and lonely, I mean, there are people all over, your friends, your family. I'm here if anybody wants to reach out to me. I mean, don't be alone in this. We are, quarantined in our homes, and we are kind of alone, but we don't want to be alone in this. This is where our minds can play tricks on us, and we can get sad and lonely, so and fearful. So just try to stay up to the best of your ability. I know it's hard. We're all living it. So
I feel so grateful. I guess one of your grateful things is that we live in today's technology. Think of a virus like this 20 years ago when we didn't have FaceTime, you didn't have text messaging, you didn't have Facebook Messenger.
Yeah.
You might have literally, you maybe not even be able to call somebody.
Exactly.
And we're in an era now that, granted, it's not the same as that physical touch and being in the presence of someone, but you can still see people and have conversations. And I think that has helped a lot of people get through this, especially family, that, you're not able to see your family. I know your sister was supposed to come visit you. And it's not the same as road tripping with her, but you at least see her.
Absolutely. And we can text and check and see how each other's doing. Exactly. So that's a great spin on it, Brandy. And it's just seeing the silver lining in the dark clouds. It is. And I know it sounds cheesy and I know it sounds cliche, but we've got to look for those. And, my family, we have 6 grandkids. They're all healthy and happy, and our children are healthy and happy, and all of our parents are okay. And those are the things to hang on to and be grateful for. And just remember, this too shall pass. We have had things in the past where they have really taken a hit on our society and our communities. And then we get vaccines for them, we get cures for them. We have brilliant minds in science and in medicine, and it will all pass. And we'll look back and say, remember when we made the history book? And remember that COVID-19 coronavirus. But right now, just try your darndest to stay up and stay positive and happy, because without hope, what have we got? We just have to stay hopeful.
Well, and I think trying to focus on what you can control. And that's where those first few days I felt helpless. I don't know when I'm going to host an event again. I don't know if my, OHC members are going to have money to pay their membership next year. You felt like everything was out of your control. And that's when I finally started focusing on what can I control.
Exactly.
I cleaned my desk for days because I could. And I'm like, you know what? I'm now going to organize that closet. I'm now going to build that bookshelf I've been needing. I'm going to put all those old documents and scan them into the computer. And then I started feeling accomplished because I have my environment has gotten better. Some of those old projects have finally gotten done. My husband's been drugged into projects every weekend. And I try to start every day with writing down 3 tasks I want to accomplish that day. And sometimes it is like successfully making dinner. It doesn't have to be like world renowned things, but it just kind of makes me realize like I did something today and it's in my control, and I can control my environment and focus on that.
Exactly. That's a beautiful spin and a perfect way to say that. Yeah, we can do the things we can control, and just keep on checking things off our lists, and we've got this. Yeah. This too shall pass.
Yeah, and I think media is not necessarily helping any of us. So, I've really encouraged folks. I've sort of turned it off. I don't watch the news anymore. I'm trying to skip those negative Facebook posts or people just complaining. Are we all happy with this situation? None of us are. But to just get on a gripe session with others just pulls me down. So I think, when people post something positive, I love the Facebook posts that say, I'm tired of the negativity, post a beautiful picture of your mom or post your senior photo. And it just makes you happier.
It does. And we've all got things that we can do that have been those to-do lists that are been put off. So we can all find those tasks and do that too. So everything can have a little bit more of a positive spin.
Yep. And then when we recover, we can get back to seeing each other in person.
Exactly. And getting a big hug.
Yes. So Kelly, you mentioned that you've got some books that you've published.
Oh, yes.
I know I've read most of them, but tell folks a little bit about that and where they can get those
yes.
books if they've got time to read now.
Yeah, exactly. And excuse me, I've got a little tickle in my throat. Just one sec. So I have happiness books, and they can reach out to Kellie Grill, and my email is kellyspeakshappy@gmail.com, and it's Kelly with an IE. Or you can go to my website, happysuccessranchretreats.com, and I also have kellyspeakshappy.com. And my books are on happiness, and I would love to hear from you. And like I said, you're not alone in this. Reach out if you ever need anything.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely follow Kelly on our Facebook page. You can sign up for her happiness, or not happiness. What's the name?
Happy Hoof Beat. Yes.
Happy Hoof Beats. I was off there. Which are always great to get. They're short newsletters, so it won't take you a lot of time, but there's always something happy and positive in them. And we just appreciate you coming on today and sharing some of your great tips for folks. We hope everyone out there tries to remain positive. Reach out, as Kelly said. If you need anything, you just want to talk to somebody, have a vent session with a friend, don't hesitate to reach out to pretty much any of us. We all love to chat with each other. So thank you for your time, Kellie Grill. We appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thanks for all you do for Oregon Horse Council, Brandy. You're awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. You are too. Well, Kelly was one of our founding members of Oregon Horse Council, so we worked together for over 10 years now, and I look forward to the day I can see you and hug you again.
Yes, we'll do lunch, and I've got to come see those babies.
All right. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks so much. Bye, everybody. Stay safe, and this too shall pass.